Thank you. It's a pleasure to be standing here and to join in the public recognition of Senator Coons for his commitment to science. Now, you know, he's got a really interesting background in that he has training in law and ethics, but also chemistry and political science. And really what that means, that foundational training, helps him to understand the importance of science, but equally importantly, it gives him the skills to try to bring to bear how we get this in a bipartisan way to work on the commitment to science that we need to move this forward. So he's had a strong commitment, a long-term strong commitment to the ARPA-E grants program. He's very, very committed to the, to US-based, it's advanced US-based manufacturing, and you've been a long-term supporter of all of that. We're very proud of him in Delaware and proud of his recognition as a national champion of science. Senator Coons.
Thank you.
Get a picture with your box.
I'm told we have to get a picture first before I can.
Absolutely, you got to get a picture. There.
Well, thank you, Nancy. Thank you, President Target, for the recognition and for the opportunity to continue working together. The University of Delaware is doing cutting-edge research in composites and catalysts and oceans and prosthetics. I am so grateful for what you've brought to our Sea Grant work in Lewis and to the leadership of our university. One of the things I think is most important is that we recognize science can and should be and has to be bipartisan. Senator Moran, who was just recognized from Kansas, has joined with me in launching a competitiveness caucus to make sure that the rest of our colleagues understand the key role that science and innovation play in competitiveness. And I'm the only chemist in the Senate. It's a low bar. I have a BA in chemistry, and we have one engineer, Senator Heinrich of New Mexico, but we were just joined after the last election by Steve Daines of Montana, who's a chemical engineer. So we're fighting over which of us gets to claim him. The good news, I think, is that my AAAS fellows over the last 2 years, and Ali Schweer is with us here today, just to follow up on Congressman Farr's point, having science fellows in our offices is absolutely essential. Working together with Senator Daines, we just introduced an open innovation bill this past week that helps provide the authority and the framework for federal science to take advantage of crowdsourcing and open innovation. Working with Senator Moran and the U.S. Council on Competitiveness, I think we're going to make real progress in harnessing federally funded science and research, both at our national labs and at our unique national network of world-class research universities. We have a key competitive advantage as a country in how we do science. One of my core concerns that I'm also working on the Judiciary Committee is protecting intellectual property, the patents that are generated through technology transfer out of your labs and the research done at your universities. I think it's critical that we continue to incentivize the growth of jobs and opportunities out of basic and applied science, and for our communities to understand what that has meant for us and what it means for us in the future as we compete with increasingly able and aggressive competitors in science and in economics. So we need your voice. I will simply again say thank you. Thank you for the recognition. Thank you for the opportunity to puzzle my children, because I will put this on the breakfast table this Saturday, and I fully expect that my daughter will say, "But Dad, everybody knows that federal funding of science is critical to America's competitiveness." To which my boys will say, "You're a champion?" But we are grateful for what you do, for the investment of time and effort and energy that it takes for you to come to Washington, for your advocacy. Folks who are trained in science and who are embedded in a community of science and research just don't understand often how difficult a fight this is. Within the Congress of the United States, advocacy for science is absolutely essential, because as an appropriator, as a trained scientist from a family of patent holders who deeply believes in what you do, I will always be a champion and an advocate for the federal role in funding basic and applied science, but we need your voice in our states, in our communities, and here in our Capitol. So thank you for what you're doing, and thank you for this recognition.